Hi guys. Alright, so today's lesson is over systems and equations. I don't need this. There's no one in here, don't worry. Today's lesson is over systems and equations, so you won't, there shouldn't be anything review. You learned this in Math 1 and then you reviewed it again in Math 2, so today is just double checking to make sure that you know it. The first thing is, I'm going to do this equation up here. It's x plus y equals 8 and x plus 2, or 2x minus y equals 13. I'm going to solve using substitution and elimination. Okay, when we have system equation, all it means is that there are two things in the graph that cross. Okay, and we want to see at what point do they cross. That's all we're looking for. So like, we'll move down to this question here in a little bit, but obviously it crosses at that point, and so that's all we're solving. So something like this, we're just solving where two lines cross each other. Okay. The first way you can do is elimination. This one is set up perfectly for elimination. To do elimination, you have to have an opposite between each other. So right now, positive y and negative y are opposite of each other. So all we're going to do is add down. Maybe not this one. All you have to do is add down. So what we're going to do is we're going to do x plus 2x, which is 3x. And we get y minus y, which cancels out each other. And we get equals 8 plus 13 is 21. So here what we're going to do is we're going to divide by 3. Divide by 3, and we get x is equal to 7. Now we found one of our x's. All I have to do is plug that back into an equation. So I'm going to plug this one back into this right over here. So I get 7 plus y is equal to 8. Subtract 7, I get y is equal to 1. So these two lines, oh gosh, are you recording still? Yep. These two lines cross at the point 7, 1. Okay? That one is elimination because we eliminated the y's first. Okay, they canceled out. They were opposites of each other. So we get 7, 1. If you wanted to do substitution, okay, I'm going to do a different example over here. I'm going to do y is equal to x minus 8. I'm going to have the equation 2x minus y is equal to 13. Okay? All this is saying is, for substitution, you're going to plug in where y is, because it says y equals that. We're going to plug in whatever that y equals. So really what we're going to do is plug that into this y equation, and we get 2x minus x minus 8 equals 13. Okay? We got to distribute that negative all the way through, so we get 2x minus x plus 8 equals 13. Those two together become x plus 8 equals 13. And so we get minus 8 minus 8, x is equal to 5. Okay, just simple algebra at that point, solving for x. And now what I gotta do is I gotta take that x and plug it into my y. Okay. So I get, or plug it into my x value up here. I'm gonna plug it into this one up here on the top just because it's the easiest one. So I'm going to go 5 minus 8 is equal to y. It does not matter which x value I plug it in for. Just make sure you plug it into the original equation, either one of those. And 5 minus 8 gives us y is equal to negative 3. So these two lines cross at 5, negative 3. Okay, awesome. If you don't know how to do substitution or elimination, there are thousands of videos on how to do them. So make sure you go check those out. As I said before, we can figure out our systems and equations by looking at a graph. And what it's looking for is where these two lines, our parabola and our line, cross each other. Okay? We can obviously see that right there, but we can't really tell what those points are. And so for us to do that, all we have to do is make sure that our equations are given in some form y equals, and this one is also y equals, and all we have to do is set those equal to each other. So we're going to do 9 is equal to 1/2 minus 2 squared plus 1. Okay? And now it's just finding out what that x value is. Okay? In this case, just solve for x. Before we get there, did you see how I got this, set this equation, y equals 9, to this equation, y equals 1/2 x minus 2 squared plus 1? Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to solve. So I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. We get 8 is equal to 1/2 x minus 2 squared. Multiply this side by 2 to get rid of that 1/2. Multiply this side by 2, I get 16 is equal to x minus 2 squared. Okay? Now, what I need to do is I need to do the opposite of the squared. Okay? When I do the opposite of a square, it is a square root. Now, what people screw up on is that you get 2 answers for a square root, a plus and a minus. So the square root of 16 is 4 and -4. So do not screw that up, okay? Like I said, when we take a square root, you get 2 answers. So I'm going to write this over here. So we get the equation 4 is equal to x minus 2, and we get the answer -4 is equal to x minus 2. So the square root of 16 is 4 and -4. I just plug that into here. So now I have 2 equations. I got 2 answers, so now I have 2 equations. Add 2, add 2, I get 6. Add 2, add 2, I get -2. There we go. -2. So as you can see, this crosses at 2 different spots. So we should get 2 different answers. So our first coordinate pair is my y value is 9. This is down 9. You know that because that says it up there. So my 9 is for both of them. And then I get one of my values is 6, and the other value is -2. So my answer of when these 2 lines cross are at 6, 9, and -2, 9. Okay, last problem we're going to do today is looking at this parabola and this line. And see where they cross. Same thing, systems equations, let's just see where they cross. We have this point up here and this point down here. We don't know exactly what point that is, but we do know the equation of our parabola. Okay? To find the equation of this line, there are 2 things that I need, remember? I need a point and a slope. To find point slope. Huh. Okay? That was so cheesy, I don't know why I did that. Where I know that my point B is crossing at the intercept of our parabola and our y value. So we know our B coordinate already, actually. And we know it by looking at this problem right here. Okay? Our C value is always where our standard form crosses our y value. So that point right there for B is actually -0, -2. Okay? Because I went over 0 down 2, that's my y-intercept. I knew that from looking at that one. Okay? Now I have 2 points. I can now find slope of this line. So I'm going to do the slope, m equals 0 minus a -2 over, what's my next one? -1 minus 0. So I get 2 over -1, which gives me the answer of -2 is my slope. I have a slope. I have a point. Now I just need to plug it into point slope. So I'm going to do y minus 0 is equal to my -2 slope times x minus a -1. Let's change to positive, okay? This becomes y equals -2x minus 2. Okay, so that's our point right there. We're good to go on that. Now that I have this equation, I can plug it in or set it equal to this one right here to see where that point crosses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do negative 2x minus 2 is equal to x squared plus 3x minus 2. Okay? And now it's using algebra to solve that all the way through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 to this side. So I get negative 2x is equal to x squared plus 3x, subtract 3x, subtract 3x, negative 5x is equal to, hold on. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides, subtract 2x. I get 0 is equal to x squared minus x. Now I need to factor this, okay? When I have a 0 on this side and all x's on this side, that means to factor. So I can take an x out of both of those, and I get x minus 1, okay, is equal to 0. You should know how to factor from this to this. I just took an x out, but that should be reviewed from last year, and we get the answer x equals to 0 and x equals to positive 1, okay? When we do 0 is equal to x, and we get 0 is equal to x minus 1, add 1, add 1, we get 1 is equal to x. Okay, so we know that this, our x value is 1, and we need to plug that back in to our original equation up here. Okay, so I'm going to get negative 2 times 1 minus 2 is equal to minus 2. Negative 2 minus 1 is negative 2 minus 2 is equal to 4. So this point right here, our A point, is x is equal to 1 and our y is equal to 4. So that crosses right there. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, I have plenty of practice on this, especially when you get back to class on whatever day you come. We're going to do lots and lots and lots of practice. Good luck.